Hi, folks. I'm Don Wright. I'm your instructor for this first quarter, first term of the new year 2026. I hope you had a very happy New Year's. We're going to talk a few minutes about Business 431, Business Data Analysis. Candidly, we are a bit stuck. Now, this course, and I have to say I was the subject matter expert when this course was first designed several years ago and then updated a few more years ago, needs revision again. The world has changed. You know it. AI is here. AI is in spreadsheets, Copilot in particular in Excel, and this course was designed before that happened. So what do we do? Do we just leave our head in the sand because the course has not been revised, or do we address it and find a way to maximize your benefit from this course? I think in every course now we have this academic integrity acknowledgement that you've got to go through that little checklist. But what does the policy say about AI? I'm going to click here, and this is the school's Gen AI Hub, and my friend Mark has highlighted the latest version of the academic integrity policy. And the key thing here is that you cannot use Gen AI unless explicitly allowed in the assignment's directions. Okay, it says something similar a little further down. So what does that mean? Okay, here I have the Module 1 Excel workbook for the assignment open. I'm using my personal family Microsoft 365 account, which comes with what I call the base level Copilot. If I look at the home menu across here, I can see Copilot is bright colors there, and it's enabled. What I mean by being enabled, if you go to File, Options, look for Copilot, and if you check this, which I have, it will enable Copilot, and it says you've got to restart your Excel. If I uncheck this, then Copilot turns that grayed out color, and I don't have easy access to it. Okay, so I'm here. So what does that mean? You've got this. It comes with your and it's default, by the way, when you open up your Excel, unless you've set it to be off. And let's just see, can it help me with one of the assignments? I'm going to go ahead and click on Copilot, open up a chat, and you can see here I already did it, and I asked it, how can I change the color of the tabs in this workbook? One of the tasks in the first assignment is to do just that. Open up the workbook. We want you to rearrange the location of these tabs. There's about 20 worksheets or tabs in there, and then change the color. And of course, we've added the labeling blue, so people that are colorblind will know what color we mean. But I just ask it, how do I change the color of these? Okay, now I could look to see if there's a how to do it explainer video inside the assignment, which I think there is, or I could go to YouTube and ask, find a video and ask the same question, or I could use it right here. I gave it that question and it gave me an answer. Right click on the tab you want to change. From the context menu, select tab color, choose color options, yada, yada, yada. You can also select multiple files. And then it asks me, do you want to do it with a VBA? That's beyond the scope of our course, but that's all you need in order to learn how to do this. Now, in my mind, is that violating academic integrity if you use the tip right there instead of going to YouTube and Googling for the answer? Duh. I think, your boss in the real world would want you to do it the fastest way. And I don't think that's any advantage over other students. Caveat here, big important caveat. That's presuming you've got a license, at least an individual office plan. And I suspect there's some students that don't have that. In past classes, I've had students trying to use Sheets. It's a good product, but it's not the business standard like Excel, and you can't do all the things we need in this class. We've got people using LibreOffice, same, run into some problems later on in some of the assignments. So you're at an advantage if you have an individual plan or access to current version of Excel. If you're using an old version, pre-Microsoft Office, pre-Microsoft 365, that you've downloaded, you're not going to have this and you will be at a disadvantage. And that's a struggle that we've got to face, equity of access to these tools. At the same token, it's like the old saying, if you got it, use it. That's from World War II. I'm not going to say what it referred to, but that's where we are right now with this problem. I want students to get as much out of the course as they can. Your bosses, your future bosses, the people you're going to be applying to, are going to expect you to know how to use Excel with the AI built in, and we're in a dilemma, okay? What I'm going to ask you, if you're a student that does not have access to Office 365, Microsoft 365, contact me and let's talk about what are some options we can come up with. Because I think it's important that you learn how to use this tool inside Excel, okay? And we'll figure out how to be fair to you and how to be fair to students so that students that are also paying for this tuition learn as much as they can learn. I'm not going to go into more detail about it now. I just wanted to cover that. I do want to emphasize one thing. There's this thing you need to be very careful of. It's called PPI, Personal Identifiable Information. I forget what the second P stands for. But you never want to give Excel your an AI tool, your personal information, your name, address, social security number, those kinds of things. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Just remember that just because you've got a Copilot here doesn't mean you can give it your password to your social security account, okay? Be very careful with that. More seriously, I just wanted to bring this topic up. We'll talk about it a little bit more, but anyway, it's something I think we're going to have to address, and I'm going to figure out a way to make sure that none of you get into trouble by using this when it's built into the tool. So hang with me. I look forward to working with you this term.